everybody, and welcome to another video. In this video we're going to be painting some orange cloth on this little ammo dude for the Fusiliers for the city Sigmar. So I painted my Mounted Marshal, and I did this orange cape, and I got a lot of requests for it, so I thought, you know what, let's do a video for it. I had a lot of fun painting this guy. He's almost finished, and then he'll be up on the battlefield. So we're going to be starting off with a base coat of Jericho orange, because I want to go for a sort of more desaturated orange rather than more saturated. And what that basically means is I want to go for a little bit of a duller orange rather than a bright orange. So if you want to go for a bright orange, then I would prime the model white or grey, and then use something like Troll Slayer. We'll be using Troll Slayer later on for the highlights, but for the base coat, we're going to be using Jericho. This is not the best of paints, so it took about 2 to 3 coats to get a solid opaque finish on the area. So, you know, just carefully go around, get everything base coated. So what I'm doing now, I will just say this: thank you very much to everybody who has supported the channel so far, and if you are liking what I am doing, please smash that subscribe button, because there's about 75% of my viewers are not subscribed, so pulling that percentage down would be amazing. Like the video, drop a comment, ring the bell. All the interactions with my content really helps. The algorithm really loves it, and it's properly popping off right now, so it's so good. So thank you to everybody who has done that. And also, if you want to check out the members area, there's going to be a lot more content coming for that over the next few months as I build that up. So once that's done, this is sort of just to see it as it's fully base coated. It's about, like I said, 2 to 3 completely done. And then once I've done that, then I'm going to start going into the shading. So the shading, what I'm using is I'm using a little bit of Wild Rider red and Scrag brown, and I'm kind of just in a nice glaze, just pulling the brush up into the recesses to create those shadows. On the things like the arms and things like that, I'm kind of just sloshing it all over the general area. I'm going to come back with some Troll Slayer later on and tidy everything up, but right now I just want to get it all into the deepest recesses. So it's that's what you can see me here doing all the way around the arms and things like that. Now, you can go various ways with this cloth when it comes to shading. You can go for like Wild Rider, Scrag brown, Doombull brown. You could even use something like Word Bearer's red, which is like a sort of dark, like browny red color. But basically, you just want to sort of like go for like a browny reddy tint, sort of bring those shadows down. You could, if you go into the red, it's gonna, like too much of a brightness of a red, it's going to really sort of mess around with the orange, and you want to kind of keep it subtle when you come to do the shadows. We are going to be building up those highlights over the top of it. So as you can see, I'm just picking everything out, going backwards and forwards with these thin glazes, and just getting the definition and the sort of darker parts done. So here we're coming now, and what I've done is added a little bit of Doombull brown to this. I get it a little bit darker, and I'm sort of wanting to push those shadow areas a little bit more, and it's really annoying trying to get parts. I don't really like putting the model like that on camera, and I try to sort of get it where it's not like that, but sometimes it's not always as easy. So yeah, bear with me. But yeah, just get it in and just be very careful. I'm using a size 1 Rosemary CO series 33, so it's got a pretty decent point on it, and I'm just using the tip with a little bit of the glaze, and I'm just getting that right into the areas where I need it. Like I said, just take your time, and if you make a mistake, don't worry too much about it, because we're going to be coming back up later on once we've done all of these initial shadows with the Troll Slayer orange, and sort of just push those highlights back up, and you can kind of tidy it up a little bit when you're doing that. So here we are with the Troll Slayer orange, and as you can see, it's pretty thin. It's almost like a glaze, but it's almost like a thin layer. It's pretty thin. And the one thing about Troll Slayer orange I will say is its coverage is absolutely terrible. I've heard a lot of good things about the AK 3rd gen orange. I think it's dark orange or something. I've heard some good things about that. But Troll Slayer Orange, it's so bad. But I use mostly Games Workshop paint, so that's why I'm using it. And in videos like this, it's always quite good to use because Games Workshop paints are pretty more accessible than others, so a lot more people are going to have access to them. So it's sometimes easier to do my tutorials with Games Workshop paints than other paints. So once we've gone with the Troll Slayer, what we're going to do is going to start bringing these highlights up. And what I'm going to add in is some Tau Ochre. This is like a really weird sort of orangey brown. It's a very... I use it on my reds as like an extreme highlight a lot of the time. And it's obviously the colour that like Tau armour on their battle suits and stuff are often you see in some of the older studio photos. So that's the kind of tone this is, and it really works well for like mixing into the Troll Slayer Orange and using it as a highlight. Kind of brings it in. If you don't have that, Shabdy Bone, just a little bit of Shabdy Bone in there will bring it in, but just use a little bit of that. And what I did was I worked these highlights right up until I was pretty much using pure Tau Ochre, which is basically what I'm doing here. And then after this, what I did, I started adding a little bit of Shabdy Bone into this mix, just to start to bring in these highlights up a little bit more. And what I'm doing is I'm just carefully picking out the raised areas and leaving like the folds with the deepest recesses, and the shaded color with the previous glazes that we did earlier, and just sort of picking it out and just building that up. And you can see how striking and how much it stands out already, and it is pretty cool. I will say that thank you very much to a lot of the advice I got from the Infernal Brush, who gave me a lot of advice on how to do this. So he's an absolute amazing teacher, so you should definitely go and check out Infernal Brush. So once I've done that, I've added more and more Shabdy Bone into the mix. So it's probably at this stage it's like 60-40 Shabdy Bone Tau Ochre. I'm now picking out most of the highlights now, and just going around getting all the edge highlights, getting all of the raised areas, and just picking them out as well. And yeah, just work our way around. That's an amazing camera work there, Pointy. It's absolutely stellar camera work. You definitely should be smashing that like button if you're liking this camera work, and if you're not, then drop a comment and tell me about it. So as you can see, getting the edge highlights in and loving life. So once that's done, what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be using pure Shabdy Bone, and we're literally very, very carefully literally using the tip of this brush, which is still the same size one that I started off with, to come out and pick out all of the raised areas, the more extreme highlights, and just carefully go around the model and pick up all of those folds, those dimples, there's little folds and things like that. And then all that's left to do from there is to basically finish the rest of the model off, and yeah, and that's it. So there's things like brown leathers and stuff like that. I've got videos up on the channel already for things like that, so I'm not really going to go into the detail for that. And then just get it in, and this is it, almost finished. So I hope you liked it. I've had a lot of fun making it. So please subscribe to the channel, like this video, drop me a comment, ring the bell, and please, it would be amazing if you could check out the new members area. New video next month is going to be 40k related, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye for now.